To whom it may concern. Letter to Mr. Barosa John, beneficiary. Please view attached letter and act accordingly.
Okay.
We are pleased to see your correspondence, but we sent this letter on the 6th of April. We are pleased to see your correspondence, the transfer after due investigation.
Okay.
Again, we have your correspondence to this office. To procure this very vital procedure from our legal department will cost you a total.
Okay. Send me your QuickiFund LTID too.
Again, we have your correspondence to this office. Please use the details below without any mistakes to meet up.
I got your email and also the attached forwarded. After going through it, I found out that the transfer is on hold due to a policy that is new which they want you as beneficiary to regularize.
Okay.
We await your correspondence and confirmation to this office.
Which office?
We await your correspondence and confirmation of the registration and certification payment. Please forward a scanned copy if you have met with the payment for us to conclude on releasing your transaction to your account coordinates.
Why did you send that 3 times?
We have your correspondence and it was due to our server error. That was why you received it 3 times.
What do I need to forward a scanned copy of? Okay. Can you send me the QuickiFund user ID?
Again, we have your correspondence. Again, please use the details below. Bank address, beneficiary address, account number, sort code, swift code, amount, deposit $4,600 United States dollars.
Again, you sent the email twice. Is the account number your QuickiFund user ID?
Again, we have your correspondence. Again, please use the details below.
Okay. I assume the account number is the QuickiFund user ID.
Again, we have your correspondence. It is a direct account to the legal department. Just make a direct transfer using the SWIFT codes, sort codes and account numbers.
Okay. I'll create a new payment tunnel with the user ID. The transfer ID is usually available in a few hours. The payment tunnel is complete. Here is the transfer ID. Insert the ID into your QuickiFund application and make sure you set the signal type to receive. I will send the funds and they should appear in your QuickiFund user secure ID protected safe wallet bank. However, as the fund is $4,600, I will probably need to run the QuickiFund mesh degropulation system. In your QuickiFund app, set the signal parameters to this. This will allow the funds to be extracted from my Quickie Vault and semi-degropulated enough to stop any rentancated flags. The money will then be rerouted through QuickiFund's various gropulationless servers in the solar system. Once the transfer is complete, the funds will appear in your QuickiFund account and then instantly lock securely into your Quickie Vault. This is why I use QuickiFund. It is the easiest money transfer tool ever made.
Again, we have your correspondence. Please use these details.
Yes. Have you configured the QuickiFund transfer? Your emails seem like they were written by a robot.
Again, we have your correspondence. Please use these details as we are not familiar with your QuickiFund transfer. Make a direct transfer using.
Well, you have to use QuickiFund now. I've already generated the transfer ID.
Again, we have your correspondence. Please, we don't use QuickiFund transfer. Make a direct transfer using.
Using what?
Again, we have your correspondence. Please use your direct log to make a direct transfer using the SWIFT code and other details as follow.
Stop sending every email twice. I set up the transfer a while ago, but I still haven't received your confirmation of the transfer.
Again, we have your correspondence. Please provide scanned proof.
Again, I have received your email twice. I will try to get a screenshot of the QuickiFund transfer. Here is the transfer data that I generated from my QuickiFund account.
Again, we have your correspondence. Please, did you transfer to these account details?
Yes, I sent the payment signal, but you need to accept it in your QuickiFund application.
Again, we have your correspondence. We do not use QuickiFund. Please clear us on this question proper. Did you transfer to these account details from your QuickiFund account?
Yes, I sent the transfer signal to the user ID that you provided me with.
Again, we have your correspondence. After consulting the legal department on your payment, they said there is no inflow to the account details yet.
The funds will not appear in your account until you confirm that you want to receive the money. Go to your QuickiFund app and accept the incoming transfer signal.
Again, we have your correspondence. The particular account detail is not linked to any QuickiFund app, sir. It is a direct payment account.
Okay. Have you accepted the transfer?
Again, we have your correspondence. As I have explained, no, the particular account detail is not linked to any QuickiFund app, sir.
The money has gone out of my account. It is now waiting for you to accept the transfer. Please send a screenshot of the application once you have received the signal.
Again, we have your correspondence. We do not use QuickiFund app. We only have direct payment account. Are you the one who created the app? Sir, you need to do everything to allow the transfer drop in the account.
Okay, this might get complicated. I've already sent the transfer signal but you refuse to accept it. The funds have gone out of my account, but not into yours. You said that you do not use QuickiFund app. Does this mean that you do not have a user ID? You gave me the ID of an account, but is it actually yours? What if that number was the user ID of a random person? They would be able to steal my money. I emailed someone at QuickiFund and added him to this email. Hopefully we can sort this out.
Yes, this seems to be a problem we have had quite a lot over the past few weeks. Many people have been contacting us and saying that they accidentally typed in the wrong user ID or used a fake ID and their money was lost. We're working on a feature that asks for confirmation before the transfer signal is sent.
We have your correspondence. Sir, what was forwarded to you was a direct payment account and not a QuickiFund account. In a direct payment account, you do not need to accept a signal. The money will automatically drop in for confirmation. As you can see, your money is intact as I repeat, no one can steal your money. What you have to do now is to either allow the money into the account or you retrieve and resend through a direct account that is not linked to QuickiFund app as you put it. I hope you understand this clearly now.
Please press reply all so that Gavin can see our emails. You sent me the user ID of the account, but now you're saying that it's not a QuickiFund ID. Which way should I pay? Also, we need to sort out the QuickiFund transfer as my money is now gone and waiting for confirmation in someone's account.
We have your correspondence. Sir, please again, what was forwarded to you was a direct payment account and not a QuickiFund account.
Okay, it might be possible for the funds to be removed from the fake account and put back into my account, but I don't know much about how QuickiFund works. Would this be possible?
We have your correspondence, sir. Since no one has the app to click to receive your money is available.
Would it be easier to contact on Google Chat? This is starting to get confusing. I'll make a group conversation so we can sort this out.
We have your correspondence, sir. There is no need for all this, just make a new transfer directly from a savings or current account to the payment account details.
Send me your Gmail address so we can start a Google chat.
We have your correspondence, sir. Just make a new transfer directly from a savings or current account to the payment account details.
I asked you to send your Gmail address so we can fix the problem.
Sir, I already sent it.
Sorry, I did not see it at first because you seem to send each email 2 or 3 times. I invited you to the group.
Sir, I just sent you my Gmail but you have not responded on chat. Your correspondence over the corrections is much awaited. Hello, sir. Sir, I just sent you a mail. Hello, are you there, please?
Do not ask if I am there. That seems like something a small boy would say. Let's wait and make sure Gavin can see these messages.
Okay, I am sorry. I just sent you an email. Look, chat or mail. Since your QuickiFund transfer is not confirmed and the money is still in your QuickiFund, then retrieve it. If it will take some time, I will advise that you make a new payment transfer while you wait for the refund to your account. Again, just make a new transfer directly from a savings or current account to the payment account details below this way.
Hi, for some reason I could not see Int Hlsec's emails earlier.
Okay, how should we fix this problem? Also, is your name Jane Oxford or Oxford Jane? You also told me that I am Barosa John. That is not me. Do not contact anyone who calls themselves Mr. Barosa John. I am John Barosa, not Barosa John.
What time zone is Oxford Jane/Jane Oxford in? Maybe it is a different day in her part of the world.
Good day to you. I have seen your messages and I understand clearly. Mr. Gavin Boras, please assist Mr. John Barosa on the transaction he made to the account details. If you can allow the funds into the account for confirmation, that will be good. But, if it can't be done, then reverse the funds back to him.
Okay, I'll see if we can repatriate the funds from the QuickiFund incoming signal box of the target account to your account. What account type do you want me to send it to? I can't continue until you tell me.
Good day, Mr. Gavin Boras. Please direct wire transfer into these account detail. Mr. Gavin, please scan transfer copies to Mr. John Barosa and a copy to me, thank you.
I need to know which type of account I need to send it to. You going to help with the fund declaration or not?
So is my money in the fake account or Jane Oxford's account?
Put it on registration. Into the account details below is stated. Declare as registration. Into the payment account details below is stated. Swift code account number, sort code, amount, deposit $4,600 United States dollars. Please, after the payment into the account, send scanned copies to me and Mr. Joe Barosa. Thank you.
You didn't tell me which account type it was. I'll try to start extracting the funds from the imposter account and transfer them back into John's Quickie vault. To do this I need John Barosa's account details, 1. Your QuickiFund user ID 2. Your QuickiFund LTID version 3. Previous clodations, reconciliations 4. Account key. This can be accessed from the main settings menu. Click the button next to Clode Sources, click the eye icon and paste the details here. Once you've sent the information I can do a manual transfer of $4,600 from the imposter account's receive box to your vault.
Okay, here are the details.
I looked it up on the database and all this information is correct. I'll start searching for the money in the imposter account. What was the user ID of the account?
I sent the money to the QuickiFund account with the same user ID as the account number that Oxford Jane sent.
When you extract the money, do not use QuickiFund anymore please, you have to do a direct wire transfer to the payment account details. Mr. Gavin Boras, we are on the same page. Manually wire the amount $4,600 into this payment account details. Good morning, I hope you have successfully made all the corrections.
We got the imposter account's data, now we just need to take the money out of it carefully so it does not enter a clode bypass secure guard.
Okay, that good. Is it possible to make a direct transfer when you successfully take out the money from the imposter account?
I'll need to transfer the funds to John's Quickie vault first, but he should be able to transfer the funds to you after that. However, because this transfer is being done manually without any cans of transfer, there is a chance that John's account might get clouded. It's a small chance, but still a risk.
I understand. If John's account might be clotted, I suggest that you just manually do a transfer if it is possible, if there is no risk in making the transfer. If that's possible, I suggest you do it.
I said there is a risk. When I transfer the money, John's account might be clotted.
It was just a suggestion that I think would work. John, can you be able to make the direct transfer now?
Yes, it would probably work, but there is a small chance that John's account could enter a clode. We should wait for John to agree on this.
I don't think John is online. Well, I think it's the best option for you to transfer directly to the payment account I provided to avoid the same thing happening again.
Okay, yes, I agree to this. Transfer my money from the imposter account to my Quickie vault.
Okay, we'll start searching for the money in the incoming signal box.
Okay then, but Mr. John Barosa, please make sure you make a direct wire payment to the payment account.
Wire? Does anyone still use wires to transfer money in 2022? Send me the address of your account input funnel. Yes, you've sent that information 8 times in this group now. I asked you for your input funnel address. I haven't heard anything back from Gavin yet, but when I receive the money I can funnel transfer it to you. I need your input funnel address, not your real address.
This is the input funnel address.
Okay, we found the money in the imposter account. We will now start the extraction process. Hopefully this doesn't take too long.
Oh, that's good to see, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin, I hope successful.
I don't know if it was successful, we are still doing the extraction.
Okay, how long does it take?
A while.
A day or two?
Maybe.
Sir, please can you be specific on timing? Well, awaiting your confirmation.
It will take time.
So is the money still in the imposter account or not?
The money is currently still being extracted, hopefully it will only take a few more hours.
Good day all. Okay, nice. Awaiting both confirmation.
Confirmation of what?
Has Mr. Gavin been able to successfully extract the money?
Yes.
Yes, what? Is it in my account? I checked and it still says the same amount.
Your money is now in the QuickiFund admin account and is ready to be transferred to your Quickie vault, then you can pay the needed fee to Oxford Jane/Jane Oxford. The transfer will be started soon.
Good job, Mr. Gavin. Mr. John Barosa, as soon as you have the correct transfer done, please screenshot/send a scanned copy.
What is a screenshot?
Mr. John Barosa, just make the payment and scan a copy of the transfer receipt to the email. And please do not use the QuickiFund, use a direct payment from an account. Mr. John Barosa, just make the payment from your account, savings or current, whichever one. Scan a copy of the transfer receipt to the email. Good morning, Mr. John Barosa. Mr. Gavin, what the news? Mr. Gavin, I trust the transfer to Mr. John Barosa's account was successful? I am waiting to read from you, Mr. Gavin/John Barosa.
The money is still being transferred, however it is not degrapulated in any way, so the chance of John's account becoming clouded is significantly higher.
Then you would have done direct transfer to the payment account. I think for now it's the best option. If you send the money to John's vault account and it still get clouded, then the best is to transfer direct to the payment account. John, what do you think?
Money in the QuickiFund admin account can only be transferred to other QuickiFund accounts, not external accounts. The transfer to John Barosa is nearly finished, so if it does become clouded, then we can look for ways to fix it.
Okay, I understand. What other way can John transfer without using the QuickiFund? I explained to him to transfer direct without using the QuickiFund app.
Once the money is in John's QuickiFund account, it must be transferred to an external account from the QuickiFund app.
Mr. Gavin, I explained this to Mr. Barosa to transfer from a savings or current account which is very external from QuickiFund. I hope he understands now. Mr. John Barosa, hope you understand clearly now. You will need to transfer the amount from your QuickiFund account into an account that is not linked to your QuickiFund app. Then you can transfer directly to the payment account.
Oxford Jane, I think the transfer is almost done. Once it is finished, if my account is not clotted, then I will start setting up the transfer to you.
Mr. Gavin, I hope everything about the transfer to Mr. John Barosa was successful. Mr. John Barosa, I am awaiting your mail.
Okay.
Mr. John Barosa, a good day to you. I am yet to see your mail. There is a time frame for this. Have you confirmed that the money is back in your QuickiVault account? Mr. Gavin, I have no reply from you. Mr. John Barosa, your mail or chat is urgently needed. Good day, Mr. Gavin. Mr. John Barosa, I have no mail, no messages. What is going on? Mr. Gavin, what is the news?
I will check my account now.
Mr. John Barosa, as of now, what is the outcome? As I advised, why don't you secure another payment while waiting for the refund, because there is a time frame for this and I do not wish you to pay a fee of late registration. Mr. John Barosa, I need you to give me a brief immediately.
Okay, a brief of what?
Have you confirmed the money back into your QuickiVault account? Have you made the transfer to the payment account details? You need to work on this so do not have to have any late payment. Mr. John Barosa, I need you to give me your correspondence and update as it is most important. Mr. Gavin, is it successful? Mr. Gavin Boras, I also need a response from you.
I will respond after John has checked his account. If he doesn't respond by tomorrow, then I can use GrachureView to check if he is in a clode.
Okay, good to see you chat, Mr. Gavin. Mr. John Barosa, we are waiting to see your chat. Please let us know in due time. Mr. John Barosa, we need your confirmation if you successfully received the money. As you can see, Mr. Gavin needs your confirmation. Mr. John Barosa, a good day to you. As of today, what is the update on your refund? Mr. Gavin needs your confirmation and I also need yours. Thank you.
John hasn't said anything since Friday. I will wait one more day for him to respond. Maybe his internet is down.
What do I need to do next?
Mr. John Barosa, good to see your chat. Now have you confirmed the money into your account? You will need to transfer the amount from your QuickiFund account into an account that is not linked to your QuickiFund app. Then you can transfer directly to the payment account details. You will need to send the money from your QuickiFund account to an external accounting, maybe a savings or current account, and wire the money directly to the payment account details. Hope you understand now. I hope you still have the correct account details. Good morning, Mr. John Barosa. Have you wired the payment to the payment account details?
I told you, I don't use wires to transfer money. It is dangerous because scammers might be able to hack into the wire, take the money off the wire and steal it.
Mr. John Barosa, I have your chat, which I very well understand. Sir, no one will be able to hack this as said by you. The account details are as safe as can be. I give you my 100% assurance. Go ahead and make the wire transfer and forward the scanned details immediately you make the payment.
Okay, I will check my QuickiFund account and see if the money is there. I checked and $400 were in the account, but the rest of it was gone. I then received an email saying that my account was now clotted. This is very annoying. My previous clode ended in October, so I thought I had a clotted pass of at least level 1 now, but it seems not. What should I do about this?
Get back to Mr. Gavin and explain this to him. I want to understand, is it that $400 was taken out of the money or what? Please get back to Mry Gavin immediately. This was what Mr. Gavin wrote earlier. I will respond after John has checked his account. If he doesn't respond by tomorrow, then I can use GrachureView to check if he is in a clode. So Mr. Gavin, please attend using GrachureView so we can sort this out immediately. Mr. Gavin, please do the needful immediately. Mr. John Barosa, please follow my advice as I gave you. Also, there's no time.
I don't need to check his Grature card as he already said that he is in a clode. This means that money is not able to be transferred to any other account if it is over the glad amount. If John is in an incertis clode, the money may go into the rental vault for a period of time depending on the clode source and the amount of money being transferred. If money gets past the rental vault, it will probably become gladed and get cyclariated in a temporary account.
So Mr. Gavin, what can you do about it? And how much time will it take? Mr. John Barosa, I will advise that you immediately to as I advised to make the payment through another source of transfer. Mr. Gavin, how long will it take for John to get the money back? And how long will it take to fix? Mr. Gavin, please state how long this will take.
I don't know, we need to look for ways to bypass the clode.
Mr. Gavin, this is your field, sir, then you have to look for a way as quickly as possible. Mr. Gavin, good day. What is situation as of now? How can you make this work in due time? Mr. Gavin, what the update on the situation? I hope you are working on it. I do hope you are looking for ways to bypass the clode issues. It's your field and the experienced representative of the QuickiFund company.
I think the best way to temporarily disable the clode is by hacking into the ClodeSystem. I will have to travel there, but it may take a while as QuickiFund HQ is always at least 14 megameters away from where I live.
Mr. Gavin, this is an excellent idea to help Mr. John Barosa. Please proceed to have this successfully done. Awaiting your update. Mr. Gavin, hope to see a successful update from you soon. A good day to Mr. Gavin. What is the update? Have been able to go down to the QuickiFund HQ to have this issue solved. Awaiting your update.
QuickiFund HQ is very far away from where I live. I will need to start packing supplies and then I will drive to the airport.
Okay, Mr. Gavin, do have a safe and wonderful trip. Mr. Gavin, good morning. How was your flight? Hope you arrived safely. Mr. Gavin, what is the update?
I have not arrived yet. I haven't even started traveling. I am currently waiting for the shop to open tomorrow so I can buy my supplies.
Okay, Mr. Gavin. But I was thinking you were traveling yesterday. Well, I wish you a safe trip and will be awaiting your update. When is your flight?
This is getting confusing. What's actually happening now?
Mr. John Barosa, as you can what Mr. Gavin wrote, that was why I suggested on you taking my advice. Mr. Gavin, we have nothing from you yet, if you have left or not. Mr. Gavin, we need your update as it is most important to Mr. Barosa and myself.
I have bought the supplies. I will start driving to the airport tomorrow morning. I will have my mobile telephone with me so I'll be able to update you with what happens.
Mr. Gavin, I do hope you had a safe flight. As of now, what is the update? Mr. Gavin, we are waiting on your update.
My flight is in 2.5 hours. Never mind, it was actually 1.5 hours, so I missed my flight. I will have to take the next one tomorrow.
Mr. Gavin, so sorry you missed your flight. But I hope you are now on the new flight. Please, you need to have this issue settled as soon as possible.
Yes, I am on the new flight now.
Okay, Mr. Gavin, have a nice flight. Please do all in your capacity to resolve the issue. We will be waiting on your update. Mr. Gavin, I hope you arrived safely. We are waiting on your update.
I will arrive later today.
Mr. Gavin, hope you arrived safely.
Yes, I have arrived.
Nice to see your chat that you have arrived safely. But I know you will have some time to rest, then proceed later on to have this successfully settled.
So did you fly all the way to QuickiFund HQ just to hack into the ClodeSystem to remove my clode? Is there really no other way to do this?
Yes.
Mr. Gavin, I really appreciate what you are doing to resolve the clode issue for Mr. John Barosa. We hope to see your positive chat soon.
Okay, my hotel is about 3 kilometers away from QuickiFund HQ, so this evening I will go down there and see if there are any ways to break in.
Okay, Mr. Gavin, please do all you can to resolve this positively, as you know it is because of the issue you made this trip, so please do all you can for a successful update. Mr. Gavin, please, what is the update? I need to your update before I drop my suggestion. Please do all you can to help Mr. John Barosa. Mr. Gavin, a good morning. What is the update? We are yet to see any chat from you on the state of the situation. Please, we need your immediate update.
I had a look earlier. The front of the building seems to be guarded 24 hours a day, so I won't be able to get in that way. Even though I'm a QuickiFund employee, I work for QuickiFund Phobos, not the main QuickiFund HQ here at Deimos, so I won't be allowed in without a fake card of info or something.
Mr. Gavin, I don't really understand what you're trying to explain. You work for a company and you can't get into the HQ of the company because you actually don't work there. Mr. Gavin, you took a trip to have this sorted out. I think you should try your best to do so. You should have your identification with you. Why don't you explain the situation and resolve this?
I already told you, I only have permission to enter QuickiFund Phobos. I will have to find another way to get in.
Then please do so for John Barosa's sake. Mr. John Barosa, I need to urgently get back to me.
What do I need to do?
Mr. John Barosa, you need to go ahead and secure another payment transfer immediately while Mr. Gavin works on recovering the other cloded transaction.
My money is in the rental vault. The rest of the money in my account I need for food. We need to wait for Gavin to hack the clode.
Mr. John Barosa, how will that corrections be done when he can't get into the HQ of the QuickiFund? I really don't understand.
I don't think you understand. QuickiFund HQ has very high security, and I don't have an access card to get in. I suppose I could show them my QuickiFund Phobos card of info, but if they find me hacking the ClodeSystem, then I think there might be a very small chance of me being fired.
Mr. Gavin, you should do what you have to do to help Mr. John Barosa to resolve the clode issues. You made this trip. You made this trip to resolve this. Please use the best way possible to actualize success on this once and for all. Mr. Gavin, I sure hope you are trying everything you can to close this because of the time frame on this.
How much time do we have?
Mr. John Barosa, to tell you the truth, you have exceeded the time frame. That was why I advised you to try to wire transfer another payment while you await Mr. Gavin to settle the clode issue. I am just being sincere to you because of the mistake. I had to put a stay on it. Mr. Gavin, any news?
Not yet. I'll see if I can go round the back of the building later today.
Okay, Mr. Gavin.
I went to the back, and it seems like there is a small metal door near the cargo loading facility that does not have any security cameras near it. It seems to have a lock on it, so I will have to find a way to get in. Maybe I could wait until the main offices are closed, then drive my car at full speed into the door and hope it opens. If this works, alarms will probably go off in the building, so they will get suspicious. There are people working in the building at all times, so it won't take long for them to find me. If I drive my car away fast enough, they might not see it and think it is an asteroid. It will probably take them a few days to repair the door, which will give me time to plan how I will get inside and enter the clodation basement. I don't know what the inside looks like because I have never gotten into QuickiFund HQ before, so I will have to get in, check where the clode storage drives are, and escape before people find me.
Mr. Gavin, I really do not understand what you are trying to say. Mr. John Barosa, please do as I have advised immediately.
What did you advise?
Mr. John Barosa, I can't continue to put a stay on your file for so many reasons. Look, I will advise that maybe you get a loan of about 5,000 United States dollars to be on the safe side. Then wire transfer directly to the payment account details and forward me the scanned wire receipt. You are advised to do this as soon as possible.
I can't get a loan because I am in a clode. Also, I told you before that wire transfers are very dangerous as they are not protected by any gropulation tunnels.
Mr. John Barosa, I am just being sincere to you to secure the needed as soon as possible. If you cannot get a loan, then try to make another payment transfer immediately. The wire details are 100% safe from any hacking or otherwise. I stand to be responsible for that. Go and secure another payment transfer immediately using the same details. As you can see, we have no update from Mr. Gavin. Mr. John Barosa, do as I have advised immediately.
What is your receiving wire format?
Mr. John Barosa, it is a direct Swift wire account. Just like a normal bank transfer. It is very safe from any hacking of any sort. I give you a 100% assurance on the information. Mr. John Barosa, what you will do is to make the payment from an external account not linked to QuickiFund, wire directly from your account directly.
I don't know where the money is now. Gavin said it was transferred to my account, but it was cloded soon after the transfer finished. He said something about crashing his car into one of the back doors so he can get in. I don't know what's going to happen to my money. Let's just wait for Gavin to respond.
Mr. John Barosa, we can't keep waiting for Mr. Gavin. I have advised you to look for a way to secure another payment.
I can't make a money transfer if I have no money to give to you. The fee is over $4,000, and if I pay that amount I will not have enough money to live. We just need to wait for Gavin to give us news about the clode hacking.
If Mr. Gavin had some news, we would have seen it. You don't understand how this works. I am just trying to help you. Mr. John Barosa, you need to make another transfer now.
I already told you, I do not have any money left to make a new transfer. I don't know what's going to happen to the money I sent before, but hopefully Gavin can put it back in my account by disabling the clode.
We have not seen anything yet from Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin has been silent. Mr. John Barosa. Why I said you should secure another payment transfer is your time frame to secure the vitals has overstretched and might lead you to pay penalty of another amount which I do not want for you. If you have the amount, I will advise that you make a second payment while waiting for Mr. Gavin to do what's needed to return the former transfer. And besides, if you're cleared, you still have your transaction to work with. Mr. John Barosa, I think now you clearly understand why I gave you the advice to secure another payment transfer. Mr. Gavin, we have not seen your chat. It's surprising that Mr. Gavin has been silent. Mr. Gavin, no updates from you. Mr. John Barosa, no other update from you as per my advice.
I went and welded some scrap metal to my car. This should hopefully make it heavier and easier to break down the door. However, some people have seen my car and are wondering why there are large pieces of metal stuck to the front of it. Hopefully they don't call the police. Anyway, I have a few more bits being delivered later today, so if everything goes well I might be able to destroy the door tomorrow night.
Mr. Gavin, may I ask some questions? Why not go through the door like everyone else with your identity and explain all to them as being a staff of the sister station? Mr. John Barosa, how did you get out of the last clode you were talking about? Mr. John Barosa, I really don't understand where this is going. I have to follow protocol by this week.
The last clode I had was an insideus clode. All I needed to do for it to expire was wait until the clode expiration date. This is a different type of clode and I do not know when it will expire.
Mr. John Barosa, what do we do now? I really do have to follow protocol.
What protocol?
Mr. John Barosa, by now all vital clearance should have been met. I had to hell because of the mistake and the time frame has stretched. You might be required to pay extra late charges, which I don't think you have. That is why I am being sincere to you. Coming to the clode issue, it has passed I think a month now and should have expired according to you explanation.
Hell, why are you insulting me?
Mr. John Barosa, sorry, I never insulted you. Something wrong. Why would I insult you? Mr. John Barosa, please, I never insulted you in any way. There was a typing error.
Okay, can I split my funds between me and Gavin?
Mr. John Barosa, make me have a clear understanding. Do you mean Mr. Gavin want to give half the amount to help you while you complete the balance? Then make the payment? Mr. John Barosa, please give me a clear understanding.
When I receive my $4,100,000, is it possible for me to give some of it to Gavin?
Mr. John Barosa, anything you wish is very possible once there's a good understanding between both parties. But it's your decision. Mr. John Barosa, please let me know what is on board. Are you making another payment transfer so I will know what to file?
I already told you that I cannot make a new payment at the moment.
Mr. John Barosa, then why did you ask the questions?
What questions?
Okay, I think it's late enough that the QuickiFund offices are closed. My car is ready and I will drive it down to QuickiFund HQ soon to break down the door. I can see the door now. If I accelerate all the way from this point to the door, hopefully the car will hit the door at least 100 km per hour. I'll need to jump out before it hits so I don't die though. The metal on the front should be enough to smash through the door. I hope this works. I think it worked. I had to get in the car and drive away quickly. The metal protected the car from braking, and the alarm went off. Like I said before, it will take them a few days to get a new door, so I will have to break into the main building fairly soon.
Mr. Gavin, I don't really know what to say or where this is going. Mr. John Barosa, well, for now I have nothing to say, but put in mind that you need to work on days now.
What do I need to do now?
Mr. John Barosa, you made me understand that you cannot make any transfer payment and need to wait for Mr. Gavin. I really don't know what to say because I really do not understand what Mr. Gavin is doing. I gave you my sincere advice for you to follow.
If you don't understand what Gavin is doing, read his messages. He drove his car into a door at QuickiFund and managed to get in.
What about the clode?
I haven't done anything about the clode yet. I might be able to sneak through the broken door later. Okay, I managed to hide behind one of the cargo trucks and I got in. There doesn't seem to be any security cameras here, so I'll open the door to the left and see if anyone's in there. There was no one in there, so I went down the stairs and entered another room where I think they do the rent seal checks. No one was in there either, so I climbed up on one of the doors and crawled into a vent. I didn't think it would work, but surprisingly it holds my weight. I'll look around some more and see what rooms I can find. I need to be quiet too. I can still hear a lot of people working in rooms quite close to where I am. I looked around for a while, and I think I went past the customer support room. Most of them were shouting at their customers for redeeming their gift cards. I went further and came to the end of the main vent pipe. There's a sign above a big door that says Clode Management, but there's a scanner at the side which probably requires a valid card of info. They probably keep records of who accessed all the doors, so I would need a fake card for that to work. Perhaps John could create one.
Mr. Gavin, I really do not understand what you are saying. John Barosa should get you a fake ID card? Mr. John Barosa, who is how many miles away from you? I don't think this is taking us anyway serious. Look, I have been sincere from day one, but all this don't really add up to me. How can you break into a company you are supposed to be a staff of one of the stations? Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Gavin Boras, now I really don't understand. You explained about a close you need to help Mr. John Barosa on.
He can send it here. I watched other people use it and it seems to only scan the front of the card, not the codes on the back. If John responds quick enough, I should be able to use it to get through the door.
Well, it's your field and not mine. So do what you can to help Mr. John Barosa.
Yes, hopefully John responds soon. Is there any date I have to get the clode reverted by?
Friday tomorrow is supposed to be the date. That's why I made Mr. John Barosa understand that he has just days to attend to this. But I will see what I can do. You try your best also.
I don't think I can do it by Friday. First I need to find where the clode machines and clode verification computers are.
Don't worry, you do what you have to do. I will do what I have to also to help the situation. How long do you think it will take you? Mr. Gavin, you have to be specific.
I can't be specific. Believe it or not, this is actually my first time breaking into the headquarters of a money transfer service.
Well, I really don't understand. But if Mr. John Barosa reaches you now, can you be able to conclude soon enough?
I saw your messages earlier, and I managed to make a basic card of info. Sorry I didn't respond earlier. I don't know if I've said this before, but my mobile telephone is from 2003, so I can't get notifications. It's almost done, I'll send it here soon. Here it is. Hopefully it works with the scanner.
Okay, however, I heard some people talking about sounds coming from the vent, so I'll need to escape quickly. I will have to try it tomorrow.
Anything you are doing must be done correctly and soon. So do try your best to see this through, Mr. Gavin.
Gavin hasn't said anything since yesterday. I hope nothing's happened to him.
Mr. Gavin, where are you?
Yes, I made it out. I might be able to try getting back in tomorrow.
Mr. Gavin, whatever you are trying to help Mr. John Barosa to achieve, please do it in time.
Yes, but you have to realize that I am trying to break into a fairly low security building, so I will need to wait until I have another chance. I could do it today, but I'm not going to because they might still be suspicious from yesterday. I think it's best for me to wait one more day.
Mr. Gavin, I do hope to see your positive chat soon.
I'm going to try going back to QuickiFund HQ now. I printed off John's fake card of info and stuck it on a piece of cardboard. I made it back to the vent exit where I was before. The scanner is right next to the door, and people walk through it every few minutes. Okay, they've stopped going in there as much. After the next person goes past, I'm going to use John's card to get in. I got through the door. I managed to hide on the other side, but I can still hear people in rooms not far from where I am.
I hope you have a good opportunity once and for all to help Mr. John Barosa.
Sorry if there are long gaps between my messages. I had to escape quickly because some people were coming, just as I was about to enter the money grappulating station rooms. They probably heard me go back through the vent, so they must be getting suspicious now. The door will probably be fixed by tomorrow morning, so I will need to find another way in.
I really do not understand where this is now going. Mr. Gavin, can this clode issue be taken care of once and for all? Or don't it has an expiration period? Mr. Gavin, what other way do you want to find? I was thinking by today this issue will come to a close. What do you wish to do? Mr. John Barosa explained that his last clode expired. What about this one? I need to file my report on Mr. John Barosa's file. What I don't understand is you took a trip, did all you could from your station to your HQ, so solve an issue for Mr. John Barosa, and till date it is not solved. Mr. Gavin, Mr. John Barosa, what do we do now?
I don't really understand where this is now going either. However, I think the reason it has an expiration period is because it is a different type of clode. I haven't been able to check my Griture card for a while. Maybe I could do that today.
So Mr. John Barosa, have you checked your Griture card? What does it say? Look, I have a suggestion. Why don't Mr. Gavin help you with the amount, since he knows and he is the one trying to rectify the issue? Once the money is off the clode, he can take back the money. It's my suggestion, which I know it's possible. Mr. Gavin, hope you understand what I am saying. Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Gavin Boras. I hope you both have a clear picture of what I'm saying. I think this is the best option for now.
Sorry, I was going to check my Griture card earlier, but I forgot. I will have to go there tomorrow. By the way, if you make a spelling mistake or use the wrong word in one of your messages, please don't just copy the whole thing and paste almost the exact same message again. It just looks confusing. If there's a spelling mistake, I'll probably still be able to understand what you mean, except when I don't.
Mr. John Barosa, what is the update on your Griture card? Mr. Gavin and Mr. John Barosa, what about the suggestion I made here?
What suggestion?
To lend the amount from Mr. Gavin.
I don't think that will work either.
It was just a suggestion. So how is the issue going to be resolved? What about you Griture card you talked about, what's the update?
I will go to QuickiFund and check the card.
There must be a solution to this. I had the understanding you were going Walker on today.
Walker?
Sorry, I meant work. You said you were going earlier on today to check on the Griture card, that was what I meant.
Okay.
Mr. John Barosa, please do try and resolve this in due time. We have no update from Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin, we have nothing from you. Mr. John Barosa, hope you are still going to the QuickiFund company today.
I checked my Griture card, and it said that I am still in a clode. There was no expiration date either.
So what do we do now?
I don't know. Gavin hasn't said anything for a while. Hopefully he's planning what he can do to disable my clode.
Mr. John Barosa, look for a means to settle this.
I don't really have any control over this. What do you think I'm going to do? Fly to Deimos and help Gavin break into QuickiFund HQ?
The best is to get a loan from a friend or something. I don't see why Gavin cannot walk through the door and explain the situation for it to be solved. There is no way you cannot be able to secure a loan from a trusted friend to solve your issue. It has taken long, and I will tell you the truth, if I on-hand your file it will get complicated for you.
Do you know how small Phobos is? There is only one person that I know who would even think about giving me a loan. Anyway, I can't receive the money in my own account because it is in a clode. By the way, what will happen if this keeps getting delayed?
Mr. John Barosa, I very well understand what you are trying to say. If you have someone that can give you the loan, then go for it. To tell you the truth, if this keeps hanging you might be required to pay double. So go ahead and get the loan pending the return of your earlier transfer. What I think you should do is to allow the loaner transfer the money directly from his account into the payment account. So go ahead.
If I got a loan, it would have to be paid from his own account, and if he did that, then there is a chance of his account getting clotted as well.
Mr. John Barosa, I understand, but as I have explained before, and just like Mr. Gavin explained also, you will have to transfer the amount from an external account, an account not linked to your QuickiFund. Get the money and transfer from a different account, details not linked to your vault or QuickiFund. Get the money in hand and transfer the money from another external account. I will suggest you loan a specific amount so as to be on the safe side in case of any penalty. Mr. John Barosa, get the loan if at least $6,000 to $5,000 United States dollars in hand to be on the safe side. Let me know as soon you get the loan.
Which external account will I use?
I hope you understand what I have explained.
I can't use an external account because I am in a clode.
Mr. John Barosa, it seems you don't understand. Let me break it down for you. Get the loan in cash, let's say about $6,000, then open an account with it, then make a direct wire transfer from the new account. This is the best and easiest way. I hope it is clear to you now. So go ahead immediately and let me know the update of what to file.
Oxford Jane, it seems you don't understand how clodes work. This particular clode status does not allow you to just create new accounts. I need to wait until the clode is gone.
Mr. John Barosa, again you do not understand. I said take the loan in cash from you loaner, then open a new bank J account like a savings or current account and deposit the money into the account, then transfer. Mr. John Barosa, I am trying to help you. The clode issue has taken a longer, and to tell you the truth, it might soon get out of my hands. I hope you are trying to follow my advice and directives.
Why aren't you reading what I'm saying? I said that I cannot open any new accounts until my QuickiFund clode is disabled. This includes bank J accounts like a savings or current accounts.
Mr. John Barosa. You do not know when your clode will be disabled. Mr. Gavin has said nothing for the past days. You said you could get a loan from someone, but he might get into a clode. I explained to you how you should go about it. The loaner can help you if you need the help. Get the loaner to withdraw the amount and have it in cash, then look for a close relative who has an account that is not linked to QuickiFund and transfer the money from the external account.
I can't do any of those options because the person loaning me money would also enter a clode.
Mr. John Barosa, is everyone in Phobos using QuickiFund account? If the money is sent from another means of transfer, how can it enter a clode?
If you enter a QuickiFund clode, it also affects all of your other accounts.
I very well understand you can get a loan, but is how to do the transfer payment.
What?
Mr. John Barosa, what I do not understand is that you have who can get you the loan, but you have refused to follow my advice.
Hell my goog fiends. I tried thinking of another way to get into QuickiFund. The door is probably fixed now, so I thought of something else. I will get into one of the cargo trucks before it reaches QuickiFund HQ, then jump out when it arrives. The trucks come every day, so I'll just jump onto one of them as it's leaving the building and wait for it to circle round and collect new supplies. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. At the moment I'm fairly far away from the building, so I can see when the next truck will come and jump onto the back of it.
Mr. Gavin, is this a joke or something? Mr. John Barosa, you are again advised to do the needful for me to hands off this file.
How does this seem like a joke?
Mr. Gavin, to say the truth, I really don't understand breaking into an HQ and now jumping on and trucka and off. I don't understand why you can't go through the front door and explain what happened to one of your clients being in a clode for over a month plus. You have been way silent all this while. I have advised Mr. John Barosa to get a loan since he says he can. Then transfer the payment through an external account. It's as simple as it is. I don't understand why we are still in this page.
I never said that. If I tried getting a loan, the only thing that would happen is that both accounts would be in clodes.
Mr. John Barosa, it would not get into a clode if you do exactly what I tell you. Just follow my advice. First get the loan in cash. Go ahead and get the loan. Myself and Mr. Gavin will guide you through how to transfer the payment from an external account.
Get the loan in cash from where? Cone transfer?
You said only one person could hand you the loan. I am trying to make this easy.
Okay. I'll email Mr. Williams now. What should I say to him?
Okay. As soon as you get the loan, have it in cash. I want you to transfer it through an external account which will not be linked to any app in Phobos. Myself and Mr. Gavin will guide you through this. Gavin, I hope you understand. Mr. John Barosa, just tell him you just need a loan of about $6,000 to $5,000 United States dollars to take care of some personal issues. In a week's time you will be able to sort back the loan amount to him.
Kowned replied back to me, and said that this might be a scam. What should I say to him next? Should I invite him to this chat?
No, please, I don't like what he said.
So how do I get the loan then? Why can't you just explain it to him?
Just tell him to help you with the loan, that's all. If he can't, then you look for another option. I am not supposed to be chatting with anyone. You made me, and Gavin is enough for me. I can't be the one to explain to him. You are the one to explain to him that you just need a loan for personal use, that's all. You are in a clode and you are working on it. He will get his money back as soon as the clode issue is off.
Well, I've already told him the reason why I need the loan. I'll send him another email, and if he still doesn't understand, then I can add him to this group.
Just tell him to loan you for a personal use. I cannot CHT with anyone else concerning this, please. I have Mr. Gavin already. Why them add someone else? I am not supposed to be doing this. I am just trying to help you. If he can't help you, then look elsewhere for help. Mr. John Barosa, all you had to do is to tell him you need a loan for a personal use, and that all. No need for explanations and contacting me. If he can, let him help you. If he can't, I do not need to feel insulted with that phrase. Mr. John Barosa. So, Mr. Gavin, it's also up to you. Mr. John Barosa. It's all in your court.
He hasn't responded yet. I'll check tomorrow.
Mr. John Barosa, what actually did you explain to him?
I told him that I accidentally transferred money to the wrong QuickiFund account. I think he's still a bit confused. I'll add him to this chat. Oh no, I think I accidentally added someone else. Hopefully, Yoy Thire doesn't notice the chat request. Kowned will probably join soon.
Mr. John Barosa, there is no need to add anyone else. You have given a specific explanation to him. Once your clode is resolved, you will give back the loan to him. Already Mr. Gavin is working in it, and I know he will be successful closing the issue.
Hello, what is this chat for?
Mr. John Barosa, really? Mr. John Barosa, is he helping you or not?
I don't know. You are the one who asked me to get a loan.
Mr. John Barosa, you could have just asked for the loan and that's all.
I told you, I already asked for a loan, but he thought that this might be a scam.
Please don't use that language, I take it as an insult. Mr. William, are you helping him or not? Mr. Gavin, any updates from you?
Please explain to Kowned why this is not a scam.
Mr. John Barosa, really?
Really what? I've tried convincing him. Why can't you explain it?
At Oxford, Jane, are you going to explain why this isn't a scam or not?
Mr. John Barosa, I am not supposed to be doing this, you know it. Please do not use such words, scam, it is an insult and it irritates my person. Mr. Kowned, please for any reason do not use such words as this is nothing like it. Mr. John Barosa made a mistake and his account is in a clode which is being sorted out by Mr. Gavin. He approached you for the loan to conclude on a personal issue. Once the clode is off he will get back your amount to you. Thank you.
How much do I need to loan to John Barosa?
Well, to be on the safe side, if you can help him with about 6,000 United States dollars thereabout.
I can't take that much money out as I would almost certainly enter a clode.
Okay, can you take at least 5,000 United States dollars? Mr. Williams, do you have an external account?
What is the exact amount? And what is your QuickiFund ID?
The only option is for you to transfer the amount from an external account not linked to QuickiFund Vault. You will have to withdraw the amount and wire transfer directly. The wire transfer instructions details are with Mr. John Barosa. This is the problem why Mr. John Barosa is in a clode. Our policy is very different from yours. We use only direct wire transfer instructions and not QuickiFund. 5,000 United States dollars.
And why do you need this loan in the first place?
Mr. Williams, if you wish to help Mr. John Barosa, then please do so. As you can see, he is in a clode is not that he can't handle his personal issue. As soon as his clode is off he will repay back the loan to you.
But what was the original purpose of the $5,000 transfer?
Mr. Williams, you are a gentleman, I understand what you are asking and I will do the same if I am in your shoes. We are all privileged to one information or the other, but this is Mr. John Barosa's personal issue. Sir, if you wish to go ahead to help him, please do so. Thank you.
Okay, but I can't take that much money out of my account as it would enter a clode.
Mr. Williams, I understand. Now can you take out at the most 4,600 United States dollars? This is the main difference needed before Mr. John Barosa's clode.
That's still too much.
Mr. Williams, how much do you wish to loan him?
I do not wish to loan anything to him. I don't understand your plan here. You still haven't told me why this is not a scam.
Mr. Williams, Mr. John Barosa, you know what we're going to do. Mr. Williams, grant him the loan of the tune of 4,000 United States dollars. But please do not transfer the amount directly from your QuickiFund account. It will not reach the payment account details and it will get clotted again. You have to transfer from an external account to the account details. I hope you understand.
Okay, but to do that I would first have to do a conversion transfer from my Quickie Vault to an external account, and there is still a chance that it will enter a clode if I do that. Even if it didn't enter a clode, my account may be flagged for suspicious activity and possibly even reconciled if I tried another large transfer.
Mr. Williams, hold on, anything we are trying to do must be done perfectly without any mistake. Mr. Williams, once the amount is in an external account I am sure it would not enter a clode. It has to be an account that is not associated with your QuickiFund account. I am also sure your account will not be flagged for any suspicious activity. Mr. Williams, I hope Mr. John Barosa gave you the payment transfer details. Please make sure it is done perfectly to avoid any clode. Also remember it must be from an external account. Mr. Williams, I hope everything is perfectly getting done. I would have suggested you withdraw the amount in cash and deposit into the external account, this way you are sure of no clode. Then you make a transfer to the details. Please, has Mr. John Barosa given you the details?
Okay, please explain why this is not a scam.
Mr. Williams, we have gone past this. Please, you are using a phrase which seems to be an insult. Sir, I have explained what needs to be to you. Mr. Williams, if you wish to help Mr. John Barosa, then do so. You have already started, why not help him? Mr. John Barosa, I really have nothing to say right now. Mr. Gavin, do you have any updates?
But that doesn't explain anything. You're just saying that you don't like the word scam. Please explain why this is real. What was John supposed to be paying for anyway?
Mr. Williams, Mr. John Barosa's personal information is for him alone. Normally I am not supposed to be doing this. He made me because I am being sincere as a human.
Okay. At John Barosa, please explain why this isn't a scam.
Mr. Gavin, what is your update? Mr. John Barosa, today is the 1st of June. What are we doing? Mr. Williams, to my understanding you have perfected everything but still holding on to helping Mr. John Barosa to the loan. Mr. Gavin, there is no update from you?
Okay, but you still haven't told me how to take the money out of my account without entering a clode.
This is not a scam because Oxford and Gavin have been helping me with my clode.
Mr. Gavin, this is where you come in. How will Mr. Williams get the money out without entering a clode? Mr. Williams, what I suggest is for you to get the money in cash if possible or otherwise. Then look for an external account that is not linked to QuickiFund account. Then wire transfer the amount from the external account directly. Mr. Gavin, what I explained to Mr. Williams, am I correct?
Who is Kowned Williams?
Mr. Williams is a good friend to Mr. John Barosa. He is ready to help Mr. John Barosa for a loan but don't want his account being clotted. So I advised him to withdraw the loan amount and wire transfer through an external account not linked to QuickiFund account. You can also guide him on how get the loan amount out of his QuickiFund account to the external account properly so that he also can have a successful transfer. Mr. Williams, I hope you understand all I explained earlier. So what's your update? Mr. Gavin, how are you? Do you also have any updates? Mr. Williams, a good day to you. What is your update? Mr. Gavin, how are you today and what's your update? Mr. Williams, have you been able to sort out the loan to the external account? Mr. Williams, I am waiting to see an update from you as soon as possible. Mr. Williams, this is a reminder that I need to have your update. Mr. Gavin, Mr. John Barosa, please advise. Mr. John Barosa, what's going on? Mr. John Barosa, I have not seen any chat from Mr. Williams in regards to the help he wants to render to you. Mr. Gavin, I don't really understand your silence over the situation of the clode. I was thinking by now you should have taken care of the clode situation successfully. What's going on? Mr. John Barosa, I have done my best sincerely. Mr. Gavin has no update. Mr. Williams, who is supposed to help you, also is silent. Me, John Barosa, I have done my very best.
Hi, has Kowned been helping with the loan?
Mr. John Barosa, I have no information from Mr. Williams. I have no information from Mr. Gavin. I have done my best to help. I can't keep holding on to this. Also, I don't understand your emoji. Mr. Williams, again I am awaiting your update. Mr. John Barosa, talk to your friend Mr. Williams. If he wishes to help you with the loan he should do so. This has taken more than enough time.
My what? What is an emoji?
Mr. John Barosa, have you contacted Mr. Williams? What is the update of the loan?
I don't think he's said anything yet. You still haven't told me what emoji means.
Mr. John Barosa, you need to get back to Mr. Williams immediately. If he is granting the loan, let him do so immediately.
Hello.
Mr. Williams, delighted to see your chat. Mr. Williams, what is your update?
I don't think it's necessary to put 20 empty lines between your messages.
Mr. William noted. Please, what is your update?
What do I need to do?
Mr. Williams, as I have explained earlier, you need to withdraw the amount from your QuickiFund account into an external account that is not linked to QuickiFund. Then you transfer directly from the external account into the account details provided. Mr. William, I do hope you understand. Mr. Williams, can I get an update? Is it done or not? Mr. John Barosa, get in contact with Mr. Williams and let's conclude today. Mr. John Barosa, sincerely I have done my best to help the situation but it seems my help is not being taken. There is no word from Mr. Gavin in conclusion of solving the clode for you. Also, there is no confirmation from Mr. Williams, who is supposed to help with a loan. What happens now? Please state.
I don't know what's happening now. Kowned might be trying to get the loan but he hasn't said anything for a while. Gavin has said almost nothing. I hope he wasn't arrested or something.
Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Gavin is a gentleman, nothing of the sort can happen in. Now, if Mr. Williams is working on the loan, it's better, then he should give us his update.
Okay.
Mr. John Barosa, what is the update on Mr. Williams and the loan? Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams, and Mr. Gavin, what is actually going on?
Hello? What is this? Did you invite me to this chat?
Do you wish to help Mr. John Barosa?
I don't know who Yoy Thire is. I think I accidentally invited him instead of Kowned a while ago.
Mr. John Barosa?
What?
Mr. John Barosa, I don't understand why Mr. Gavin has said nothing. I don't understand why Mr. Williams had not given you the loan amount. What is going on? Mr. Williams, I wish to know if you are really helping Mr. John Barosa with the loan. Mr. John Barosa, I will have to make a decision soon.
I don't really know what I'm going to do. I've tried getting into a cargo truck, but I realized that they have cameras inside the trucks. Maybe if I steal one of the trucks while it's parked, I could pretend that I'm working there and just drive in. Maybe I'll try that in a few days.
Mr. William, I am waiting your update. Mr. John Barosa, I think you should delete who you actually added by your mistake. Mr. Gavin, I really do not understand what you are trying to explain. I need to see Mr. Williams' chat before I make my decision. Mr. John Barosa, I need to make my decision soon.
Decision on what?
Mr. John Barosa, you will have to get this done and over with. There is nothing from Mr. Williams. Why is he silent? I really don't understand. If he wishes to hand you the loan, then he should do so. Mr. John Barosa, a good day to you. I like to know if you have contacted Mr. Williams. I believe it would be better to know the status over the loan, if it is visible or not, to help you.
I don't know what this is about, but I read a few of your messages and it seems like you are trying to break into QuickiFund HQ to disable a clode? I guess that might be possible, but I've heard that there is an unused QuickiFund facility quite close to where I live. Would you be able to go to that one? Maybe we could somehow turn on all the systems and remove the clode.
Mr. Gavin, Mr. John Barosa, who just gave you both an insight, and are you following? Mr. Williams, it would be understanding if you give your update, because if you wish to help, then do so. I tired of having to chat. Mr. John Barosa made me. Please, I will have to go off the chat soon.
You said something about another QuickiFund place. Where is it? I might be able to go there if it isn't too far away.
Mr. Thire, Mr. John Barosa needs you to give him information he needs.
It's on Aegaeon. I don't know how far away it is from you, but it wouldn't be hard for me to get there.
Oh no, that's quite far away from where I live. I'm from Phobos, so it would take a long time to get there. Do you think it's worth it?
Where is Mr. Williams? Where is Mr. D? Where is Mr. Gavin? Mr. John Barosa, please, I want to know if Mr. Williams is still helping you or not. It's better to have accurate information.
I really don't know what's happening now. I thought I was supposed to be giving John a loan, and now you're all going to an abandoned QuickiFund facility on Aegaeon. I don't understand your plan here.
Mr. Williams, yes, you are supposed to help him with the loan and we are waiting for that to actualize. But they are also trying to solve his clode issues. Mr. Williams, when will you be able to secure the loan amount?
I don't need a loan anymore. My account is still clouded, so I don't see how it would be possible.
Mr. John Barosa, I really don't understand why you are saying this. Let me make you understand. Now, Mr. Williams the first ready to help you with your loan amount, which he will transfer directly to the specified details. While Mr. Gavin will still be working on your clode issue, as you can see the one you mistakenly added has given you an insight to solve the clode. Either way it goes, you will reimburse the loan amount back to Mr. Williams once the clode is resolved. Now I will strongly advise that you ask Mr. Williams to do the needful. Mr. John Barosa, the loan will not be transferred from your account, it will be transferred from an external account by Mr. Williams. I hope you now understand clearly. Mr. Williams, what is the position with the loan?
The loan hasn't gone anywhere. It never was anywhere.
Mr. Williams, I don't understand. Are you helping him with the loan?
No. Look at John's message.
I have his message and I have broken it down for a better understanding. If you grant him the loan, you will be the one to secure the transfer and not him, because his account is in a clode. Mr. Gavin is working on to resolve it. So I hope this page is settled and understood. Mr. John Barosa, I hope you understand now. You can tell Mr. Williams to go ahead because he needs to see your message for a go ahead.
Read his message. He is still in a clode, and I'm not going to transfer to you directly from my account because you still haven't really explained how this whole thing is not a scam.
Mr. Williams again? Look, Mr. Williams the first have not forced you, and besides I explained to Mr. John Barosa I don't do things like this. Mr. Gavin, please explain to him. Mr. John Barosa, I think I have to let this go soon enough. I can't take a polite insult. I am a woman and also someone's wife. I can't take this from you.
I'm not trying to insult you. I just need some sort of proof that this is not a scam.
Mr. Williams, when you keep using the same word, it's not right, it's like an insult.
Maybe I will stop using the S word after you've explained why this isn't a scam.
I know that this is 100% real and not a scam. I sometimes get contacted by real scammers, and most of them just give up after I tell them that my telephone is from 2003.
Mr. John Barosa, please ask Mr. Williams to proceed.
At Kowned Williams, proceed.
Mr. Williams should remember that it must be done from an external account.
But there's still a chance of his account becoming clotted.
Mr. John Barosa, I have explained this before, also Mr. Gavin did. He had to withdraw the amount from his QuickiFund account, then pay into an external account from which he secure the transfer. Mr. Gavin explained this to you earlier. So he needs to get someone with an external account, then deposit the amount, then make the transfer. Mr. Gavin, please guide him on the safe transfer from his QuickiFund account to an external account to the transfer.
I'm not going to do anything with my money until you explain why this is not a scam.
Well, I never. Mr. John Barosa has given you answer on this. Why are being difficult? Mr. John Barosa, I don't think he is ready to help you. I will be attending to other pressing issues while I wish you luck.
So are we going to go to the other QuickiFund place or not?
Mr. Thire, I really don't understand. Mr. Gavin is supposed to have a say in this. Mr. John Barosa, I wish you luck on the coming days to resolve your issue. Mr. Williams, who is supposed to help you out, is being very difficult even with the answers you have given him. Q. Mr. John Barosa, you talk to Mr. Williams yourself if he wishes to help you. You can explain to him better and give him the needed proof. I really do not have the time. I have done my very best to help you.
Yes, maybe going to Aegaeon is the best idea after all. How many of us are going to go there?
Mr. John Barosa, are you going with them? Mr. Thire, you team up with Mr. Gavin and have this resolved immediately. Mr. Williams, are you reading? If you wish to help Mr. John Barosa, then do so. You can see the whole issue will be resolved soon enough. Well, I'm waiting to see who has an update.
I looked on the internet, and the next available tickets from Phobos to Aegaeon are on July 1st.
Mr. John Barosa, advice is better than if I knew. Talk to Mr. Williams, while Mr. Gavin and Mr. Thire work on the clode. Mr. John Barosa, I hope you have been able to talk to Mr. Williams. What sort of proof does he need anyway? After you explained to him.
To be honest, I can't really explain why this isn't a scam. The only thing you sent was that PDF in your first email. I'll upload it here so Kowned can see it. By the way, why is it called Stop John Barosa? Why do I need to be stopped? Did I do something wrong?
Mr. John Barosa, this information was for you alone and not for the public. Please remove. 2. I have not asked you for any personal funds. 3. I have never asked you for a scratch or asked you any funds on personal grounds. I am only trying to do my job. Please remove. Mr. John Barosa, as you can see, your money has never been taken or lost. It has only been in a clode, which I also gave suggestions to help you. Well, I am waiting on your update if he still wish to give you the loan. Mr. John Barosa, please do as advised. Remove document.
This is Googleless Spaces. You cannot remove files. Should I just put a few empty lines and hope they don't notice? Anyway, at least it doesn't actually contain important information.
Okay, do as said, but please, such information is for you and not public. Mr. John Barosa, you really need to work on this for Mr. Williams to help you with the loan, or look elsewhere as soon as possible.
Okay. So how am I meant to prove to Kowned that this isn't a scam then?
Mr. John Barosa, you know him better to speak to him more for him to help you with the loan as soon as possible.
But I won't be able to convince him because you haven't given me enough information.
Mr. John Barosa, okay, what information do you need?
Information that proves that this isn't a scam.
Mr. John Barosa, I really do not know what to say to you at this time. Not because I agreed to come into the forum makes me look like this. Normally I am not supposed to. You alone made me come into this space. Don't do such, Mr. John Barosa, and don't wish and want to be politely insulted. I never demanded anything from you. I only tried to help, and it seems I have to shift the helping heart. Really, I wish to let go of this file.
Okay. If you're not going to give any information to Kowned, then he won't want to make the payment. We'll just have to wait for Mr. Thire to figure out how we are going to remove the clode.
Mr. John Barosa, what information are you talking about? Mr. Williams, what information do you want? Mr. John Barosa, I need you act fast.
Kowned wanted some more information about this so that he knows this is not a scam.
What sort of information?
I don't know. Do you have any sort of certificate?
Mr. John Barosa, funny enough that is what you are supposed to be working on before the clode. So now what next? If he can just listen, do what needs to be done, he himself will see for himself.
Was I supposed to be creating the certificate then?
Mr. John Barosa, you don't understand. There is a certificate and registration you were supposed to meet up before you had the clode, remember?
Okay. I'll try to create the certificate on my computer later. What does the certificate need to say?
Mr. John Barosa, what you trying to do must also come from us.
Okay. You make the certificate then.
Mr. John Barosa, we are in the same page now. I cannot make such certificate, it has to come from the legal department, that is why you have the clode.
Okay. Ask the legal department to stamp and send the certificate.
Mr. John Barosa, that can't happen till you meet up the requirements, that why you are in the clode because you wanted to meet the requirements but you got into a clode.
Then Kowned won't be able to help. Now we just have to wait for Gavin or Yoy to say something.
Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams can help if he wants to. What else does he want as proof?
I said that I wasn't going to help until you provided proof that this is not a scam, and you have still refused to do that.
Mr. Williams, I understand what you are saying, but I asked what sort of proof do you need?
You said that you could provide a certificate, but you have to get it from the legal department, but you can't do that because John hasn't paid the fee? Why can't you just explain to the legal department that John's account is in a clode?
Mr. Williams, I am delighted now you can see we are all in the same page. I have been trying to explain to you but you did not want to understand. I can't just get such from the legal department, it has to go through processing. 2. That was why I had to tell Mr. John Barosa to get help from you so that all this can be concluded while Mr. Gavin still works on the clode, then repay you the loan amount.
I'm not actually doing much right now. I've tried to think of some more plans, but it seems like the broken door or cargo truck method would have been the most effective way to break in. Mr. Thire hasn't said anything else about the situation. Are we still going to Aegaeon, or should I keep trying to hack into QuickiFund Deimos?
Mr. Williams, as you can see, as I said before, we are all in the same page. I hope you understand everything right now. While Mr. Gavin works on recovery and the clode issue, you can allow the loan so that we can conclude while on it. Mr. Gavin hopefully gets the clode off and Mr. John Barosa gets the loan amount back to you successfully. Mr. William, I think we all have an understanding right now. You can now go ahead with the loan.
We all have an understanding, apart from you. You still don't understand that I'm not going to pay thousands of dollars to someone who can't even prove that this isn't a scam.
Mr. Williams, I understand your plight and I will ask the same if in the same shoes, but please, this is not what you are trying to put it. Look, the original certificate will be sent to him if all processing are met correctly. Then you will see what I am trying to explain. What other proof do you need? I will be happy to assist. Mr. Williams, mind you, I have not forced you nor pushed you. I only advised.
So what needs to be processed in order for me to be able to get the certificate?
Mr. Williams, it has to go through legal formalities and approvals before final certification. This is why Mr. John Barosa needs you help on the loan.
Okay, you said, what other proof do you need? I will be happy to assist. Can I have some other proof then?
At Gavin Boras, are you going to be traveling to Aegaeon as well?
Mr. William, I thought we have passed this. It was a figure of speech. Mr. Williams, can we conclude?
I've said this before, I am not willing to pay over $4,000 to someone who can't prove why this isn't a scam.
Mr. Williams, what other proof do you need that this is not?
I don't know what you mean by other proof. You never gave me any proof in the first place.
Mr. Williams, I made you understand the whole thing.
If someone contacted you and told you that you had won $5,000 United States dollar in a lottery, but you first needed to pay $450 for the delivery fee, would you do it?
Mr. Williams, I really do not understand what you are trying to say. I never contacted Mr. John Barosa on any lottery whatsoever.
I was using it as an example. Would you pay a large fee to someone who can't prove that they aren't a scammer?
Mr. Williams, please, why use such an example? Look, I did not ask Mr. John Barosa for a personal fee nor approached him to give me money personally. I really don't understand why you are trying to do. It's wrong. It's your money, you want to help out with the loan, but as you can see I have not forced you, I only suggested you help.
Do you understand any of what I'm saying? I have told you multiple times now, I am not going to pay you until you explain why this isn't a scam. I used the example to make it easier for you to understand why I need proof, but you still just keep saying that you are not trying to take money from me or John. That is not valid proof that this isn't a scam. Here's another example. I could say, I have $20 million in my account which I want to donate to a random person on the internet, but to proceed all I need is your QuickiFund account key. Of course that is a scam. Why can't you just explain to the legal department that I need proof that this is not a scam? If you can't do that, send me the email address of the legal department so I can email them directly. It shouldn't have to be this complicated.
Stop saying that this is a scam. I've emailed hundreds of real scammers before, and almost all of them ask for payment in suspicious methods such as gift cards or bit_coins. Also, only a tiny percentage of them actually continue to contact me for this long. That alone proves that this is not a scam. By the way, what are we doing about the other QuickiFund place? Gavin hasn't responded yet.
Mr. John Barosa, really I don't know why Mr. Williams thinks this way. Mr. Williams, you wish to help Mr. John Barosa, then do so for me to get you the certification for you to see yourself.
I've been in contact with someone from BMO Harris Bank, and I think she is willing to help with this transaction. I'll invite her to this group.
BMO Harris Bank is actually Henry Giordana. I was contacting him on all of these accounts, Kowned, Gavin and Yoy, while this chat was happening. I tried to get Henry to say something in this group, but it didn't work. Maybe I'll make a video of the failed attempts to get in contact with him again.
At BMO.Harris Bank, can you see these messages?
Mr. Thire, don't add anyone here please, it's enough. Mr. John Barosa, please remove whoever this BMO Harris Bank immediately. Mr. Thire, don't do this anymore. It a violation of privacy. Mr. John Barosa, I do not like this anymore. Mr. Thire, you were mistakenly added here and you are adding someone we don't know? That's wrong. Nothing of the sort concerns any BMO or whatsoever. You gave an information to help to go with Mr. Gavin and now you are trying to tell us here a total stranger can help from a bank. Please disregard immediately.
Okay. It's fine because I don't think they can see our messages.
Mr. John Barosa, I have gone through the platform and I think I know how it works. I don't like this, it's off me.
Okay. John can remove this new person. I just thought it might make the transaction easier.
Mr. Thire, whoever you added cannot. I am the only one to help Mr. John Barosa.
Okay.
At Gavin Boras, are you going to Aegaeon with me and Kowned or not?
Probably not. The people back at QuickiFund Phobos are probably getting suspicious of me by now. I'll go back to Phobos soon, but I will not be traveling to Aegaeon. However, I might be able to assist you if you are sending signals from QuickiFund Aegaeon, as I know how most of the systems work. By the way, this is my work email address. I hope they don't track my emails. If they did, I would probably get fired when I get back.
Mr. Williams, I think this is what is best to do for now. Help Mr. John Barosa with the loan transfer to process the needful in due time while it's approved, which I will send to Mr. John Barosa. While Mr. Gavin and others finally and successfully settle the clode, Mr. John Barosa, please remove the status money transfer problem. Mr. Williams, a good day to you. I hope to see a positive chat from you.
Hello. I guess I'll go to Aegaeon with John. It's too tiring to make the payment directly. So are we going on July 1st?
Yes, but you can't get flights directly from Phobos to Aegaeon. You'll have to go to Pallene first and then get to Aegaeon another way.
Mr. Williams, thanks for support to go with Mr. John Barosa, but the timing is of I have stood in line for Mr. John Barosa. It is not tiring to make the payment because he really needs to now. I have already explained to you how to make the payment through while you all work out the clode, then he pays back the loan amount.
Okay, I will take the next flight back to Phobos tomorrow morning.
Mr. Williams, I hope you got my last chat. Mr. Gavin, I hope you had a safe trip home. I think I have an idea to help Mr. Williams easily. Can he transfer from his QuickiFund to PayPal?
Yes, I did. However, there is no need for a loan anymore as we are now trying to fix the clode another way. Also, I do not have PayPal.
Mr. Williams, the question was for Mr. Gavin, if it is possible to transfer from you QuickiFund to PayPal, which I know might be possible. Concerning the loan, Mr. John Barosa still needs it very much because if the time frame, the coming week, might not be what I can handle for him because I have really been there sincerely for him and do not want him to settle any late charges which make me think why because if the mistake. I do not want Mr. John Barosa to settle any late charges, that's why he needs you helping loan. Mr. Gavin, is it also possible to transfer from a QuickiFund account to a PayPal account? Let me know immediately.
What external signal formats does PayPal accept?
Mr. Gavin, I really don't know about all this signal, but is there a way you can find out?
I'm not sure. I'll have a look later.
Mr. Gavin, have you made your findings yet? I think it will work. Mr. Gavin, I am waiting on the info so I can explain to Mr. Williams what to do.
PayPal does not support external signals.
So what other does support Signal? Mr. Gavin, what other transfer options supports QuickiFund transfer? Mr. Gavin, I want you to guide Mr. Williams on how to transfer from an external account. Mr. Williams, Mr. Gavin will guide you through the transfer by the external account. I need this to be done as soon as possible.
How many times do I have to tell you this? I will not be transferring any of my own money to you. This is John's problem, not mine. $4,600 is too risky to transfer all at once.
Mr. Williams, what I do not understand is why you have refused to help him. With all the explanations on ground, if Mr. John Barosa needed maybe a hospital loan, is this what you would have been doing? Look, Mr. Williams, Mr. John Barosa contacted you and no one else for this sort of help. If the amount is too risky to transfer at once, why don't you break it down then?
If I had to give John a loan for something important, then I would ask them for a loan identification certificate. I can't go to the bank and say, I need to give $4,200 to a stranger on the internet who refuses to give evidence why this is not a scam. Do you think they would believe me?
Mr. Williams, you are not giving me a loan, mind you. You are giving Mr. John Barosa the loan, not me.
I'm not giving John a loan either until you tell me why this isn't a scam.
Mr. Williams, this is not a scam and I don't understand what you mean by scam. I never asked Mr. John Barosa for any money. Ask him. I don't know why you are being so difficult to understand.
If you don't know what a scam is, I'll paste the definition here. Email fraud, or email scam, is intentional deception for either personal gain or to damage another individual by means of email. Almost as soon as email became widely used, it began to be used as a means to defraud people.
Mr. Williams, so what does your definition got to do with myself?
What would John get if he sends you $4,800?
Mr. Williams, Mr. John Barosa is not sending me $4,800 nor $4,200. Mr. John Barosa can explain more to you, but don't you think that a man has his own privacy? He asked for you help, which you know he has the money to do what is needed from the legal department, but the amount is in a clode. While working to remove the clode, you grant him the loan. After the clode is removed, he hands over the loan amount to you, and that is all.
Okay. At John Barosa, did Oxford Jane promise you anything if you sent her the $4,500?
Mr. Williams, please stop this. I did not promise Mr. John Barosa nothing, neither am I asking him for money. Please stop the insinuations. It's wrong.
Saying that you aren't asking for money is just a lie. You are asking for $4,100. What was the point of this fee? John still hasn't said anything.
Mr. Williams, now I understand what you are trying to do. Why are you all of a sudden putting down different amounts? Mr. William, you are clouded with a little misunderstanding.
John is the one who is clouded, not me. You still haven't explained what the fee was for.
Mr. Williams, we have passed this phase and it was explained to you that Mr. John Barosa has a certification to be approved from the legal department. Mr. Williams, why are you being so difficult with this?
Because I don't understand how you don't have a single piece of evidence that this isn't a scam.
Look, Mr. Williams, the evidence I can give to you, I can't just get it. Mr. John Barosa has to get it done. Once it is done, you will see it for yourself.
Okay. I'll wait for John to respond.
Mr. John Barosa, I think you should address Mr. Williams for a better understanding. If he really wants to help you with the amount needed.
Oxford Jane promised me $4,100,000 if I paid the fee.
Mr. John Barosa, please review. I did not promise you what is rightfully yours. Mr. John Barosa, again, you are not paying me any fee. You are actually trying to process your certification from the legal department, which you actually almost HD it done before the clode. Hope it is clear and we'll understood now.
Okay, what should I do next?
Mr. John Barosa, what I think you should do next is to plead with your friend Mr. Williams to help you with the loan. I understand very well all he is trying to say or do, but he should put in mind that it's not right to say things that's not right.
I'm not sure why you keep asking for a loan. We already agreed that we would go to the other QuickiFund place on Aegaeon.
Mr. John Barosa, can you remember when I explained to you that I kept a stay on file for you because of the issue? I also explained to you that I really do not want you to have any charges being late for you. Am I not being sincere enough? This is what I helped you with, and I might not be able to hold it for long. That was why I advised you to get a loan while Mr. Gavin tried to resolve your clode. I have not been sincere and tried to help you.
You're acting like this is a simple issue that I can solve easily. I cannot just get a loan from Kowned as he does not believe that this isn't a scam.
Mr. John Barosa, thank you for your understanding. You are a gentleman, but what I am trying to avoid for you is you handling late charges. That's why I advised you to get the loan so you can meet up the legal department. It will hurt me more because you have already followed protocols, but for the closet that happened.
How much are the late charges?
Mr. John Barosa, inasmuch I am being sincere to you, what will I gain for you to pay double charges? That was why I advised you seek help in form of a loan. If Mr. Williams had helped, by my work will be done and yours also. If he had even agreed to help you on a down payment to show seriousness, that also could have helped. But there is nothing I can say. Mr. John Barosa, you might be required to pay double, if actually you are made to secure the late charges.
That doesn't sound good. Me and Kowned will start packing supplies today.
Mr. John Barosa, when are you leaving? If Mr. Williams had done a down payment of half the amount to show seriousness, it would go a long way to show that you're actually trying to have it done. I just gave you away, which I am not supposed to. So it's left for Mr. Williams.
We are leaving on July 1st.
Mr. John Barosa, why don't you advise him to do a down payment of half for you to be in a sure page? To show seriousness that you are about to take care of the necessary protocols. I know why I am trying to make you understand and do for you.
I will not be making any payments. I will go to Aegaeon with John and try to fix the clode. Then John can pay the fee, not me.
Mr. William, why? Mr. Williams, I am surprised. Mr. Williams, you are ready to fly to help Mr. John Barosa fix the clode bit can't deposit $2,600 United States dollars?
This is John's issue. I do not want to risk my own account becoming clotted as well. One clode is enough. Also, I thought you were asking me to pay half the amount. Why did you write $2,600 instead?
Mr. Williams, I understand your plight. If you had followed my instructions, you cannot be in a clode because you are to withdraw the amount and pay it into an external account before transfer. I asked you to pay half for him because it would show a great seriousness that Mr. John Barosa is actually working to secure the needed from the legal department, and half deposit down payment is $2,600 at the most. Because of the time frame.
But you said you wanted me to pay half. $2,600 is not half of $4,600.
Mr. Williams, I wish you a good day. I understand what you mean about, but if you read again, I explained, at the most, I know half should be $2,300.
Okay, I'm still not going to pay the fee though.
Mr. Williams, what can I say again? I am only trying to help Mr. John Barosa, as you also are, and it would be of his great advantage if a down payment is seen to show some seriousness. Mr. Williams, you are already helping him by going with him. Why not help him with this so he won't have late charges to deal with? Look, I am being very sincere.
Okay, I will pay you $4, $5,009 if you pay $4,500 to me. Are you going to do it?
Mr. Williams, I don't understand you. What are you trying to say? Mr. John Barosa, please, who is Mr. Williams to you? I don't understand his line. I don't like his tone. Mr. John Barosa, you made one into this.
I was using it as another example. John said that you promised him a large amount of money, but only if he paid the fee. I will not be paying any money to you unless you give me some more proof that this is real.
Mr. Williams, please, for the last time, I did not promise Mr. John Barosa any money, and I did not ask him to pay a fee to me. Please get this right. Mr. John Barosa is following procedures coming from the legal department. I am only carrying out my duties, and he asked me to come into the chat to chat with Mr. Gavin.
Okay, so I'm paying a fee to the legal department, but that doesn't really make a difference. Also, you did promise him money. In your PDF that John uploaded here, I assume it is real, it says about a $4,100,000 transfer. It doesn't say what the transfer was for. Please explain what this means.
Mr. Williams, may I ask you a question? What sort of proof do you really need to stop all these insinuations?
So far, you haven't given me or John any proof that this isn't a scam.
Mr. Williams, I don't like the words you are using. Please don't insult me. I can't take this from you anymore.
I am not insulting you. I am just getting a bit suspicious now because you have not given any evidence yet. Why can't you just ask the legal department to send another official document or something?
Mr. John Barosa, from the very first day I told I don't need to chat with anyone, but I started a chat with Mr. Gavin and he has an understanding of the whole thing. I don't see why Mr. Williams is still on this same insinuation. Mr. Williams, how can I instruct the legal department to send another official document?
I don't know. I assume you have their email address.
Mr. John Barosa, you put me to this.
Who was making a $4 million transfer to John's account anyway?
Mr. Williams, ask Mr. John Barosa. Don't ask me. You are only privileged to have such information. Mr. John Barosa knows for himself. I did not demand nothing from him, nor did I force nothing from him.
Okay, at John Barosa, who was making a $4,100,000 transfer to you.
Mr. Williams, I know what you are trying to do. Mr. Williams, I have nothing to say to for now. You have insulted me in so many ways.
How have I insulted you?
Mr. Williams, I will appreciate it if you allow Mr. John Barosa handle this.
Okay, he probably won't see my message for a while. Hopefully he responds tomorrow morning.
Mr. Williams, look, may I ask you to define what is a scam? Mr. Williams, it is wrong to insinuate and conclude.
One of the most common types of email scam is called an advance fee scam. It is where a scammer promises the victim a prize or large amount of money, such as $4 million, and asks for a fee to pay for something non-existent, such as delivery fees. If the victim believes the scammer and pays the fee, the scammer will probably stop responding, and never give anything to the victim in return. This is because there was no prize in the first place.
Mr. Williams, how does this explanation concern me? I have not in any way done such to Mr. John Barosa.
While your PDF is not necessarily promising money to John Barosa, it still seems suspicious. For example, there are a number of mistakes in the document, such as capital letters when they are not needed, no spaces after punctuation, using apostrophes for plurals, etc. Also, it doesn't say who the transfer was from. Where did the $4 million come from? I won't send any more messages today, so try to contact the legal department and ask them to send proof that this is real, along with information about where the money came from.
Mr. Williams, there is a limit to my authority.
At Kowned Williams, no, I do not know who was making that transfer. Oxford Jane just randomly sent me an email with that PDF, saying to whom it may concern. Letter to Mr. Barosa John, beneficiary. Please view attached letter and act accordingly. Mrs. Jane, Oxford, Homeland Security, United Kingdom. That's all it said.
Mr. John Barosa, I hope you have all the supplies you need.
Yes, I think so. We will be leaving tomorrow morning.
Mr. John Barosa, I hope you have the clode settled finally this time. Mr. Gavin, what is your update? Mr. John Barosa, I really do not understand what Mr. Williams want. Mr. Williams should know I can't just get some paperwork for him to see just like that. There are procedures, and again the said procedures don't have his initials, so there is a limit to privileged informations.
I've just had an email from Yoy. He says that he is unable to use Google Chat because he was using the account for phishing. He told me that it was probably that person from BMO Harris Bank. They reported him because he didn't want to buy a gift card. I think that they might have been a scammer. I've asked him to make a new account so he can access this conversation. It seems a bit dangerous for Google to randomly ban accounts for no reason though.
Mr. John Barosa, I warned you about this. I know I warned you.
When did you warn me?
Mr. John Barosa, I warned you about this when you tried to add someone. Mr. John Barosa and Williams, I wish you a safe trip. Mr. John Barosa, I hope you successfully settle the clode.
I wasn't the one who added the scammer, it was Yoy. However, he is still helping with the clode, so I'll keep him in this conversation.
I don't know how Google can get away with blocking accounts who were falsely reported by a scammer. By the way, have you and Kowned got all the supplies you need?
Yes, we will go to the airport later.
I did a bit of hacking on my computer at QuickiFund Phobos, and I managed to get it to accept any kind of signal. Hopefully this will work when you get to Aegaeon.
Okay, we are now leaving Phobos. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long to get to Pallene.